3rd. I'm with Disability Resolution PA. What I'm going to be doing is going through the entire Social Security Disability Redbook. The Redbook is a summary guide to employment supports for persons with disabilities under the Social Security Disability Insurance, blah, 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 SSDI, SSI programs. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is going through each and every single topic that's in this book so you have kind of an annotated version from an attorney's perspective as to what it means. That way you can kind of click on these videos, get a quick summary from my perspective about what things are, how they're actually applied, yada, yada, yada. Because remember, the law is always usually one thing and the direct application of it in court can be at times another thing. So we're going to go through all of that. The first one we're going to go ahead and start with is the definition of disability. Okay? To meet our definition of disability, you must not be able to engage in substantial gainful activity. We'll do a whole video on what SGA is because of medically determinable physical or mental impairments. That is expected to result in death, or that is last or is expected to last for a continuous period of 12 months. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's break this down. Definition of disability is actually broken down into the 5-step sequential process, which are the elements that make up disability. So I'm going to give you a quick summary of that, and then we're going to do the next thing, which is what is substantial gainful activity based upon the Redbook. All right, so what do you need to know? 5 elements. It's really 6. The third one has like a 3.5, so just keep in mind 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 5. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Number 1, you basically can't be earning more than the SGA amount, which is substantial gainful activity, which for 2017, and I have it right here, for a blind person, where is it? Because I always remember the regular one. Yeah, for a blind person is $1,950, but for a regular person is $1,170. Why is that important? We're going to do a whole video on the differences between why a blind individual can earn potentially more via the SGA requirement versus a non-blind disabled person earns a little bit, is allowed to earn a little bit more than half of that. Okay, is that prejudice? Is that bias? Yeah, super duper, it sure is. But we're going to go through as to why that is, what the public policy is in another video. All right, so our definition of disability, we did element 1. You got to be earning and capable of earning less than $1,170 as a regular disabled person. Now, element 2 is your disability has to last 12 months, will last 12 months, or be terminal. Element 3, you have to meet a predefined listing, or think of it as this, a big list of disabilities. You have to meet one that's, you're equal to, you meet, equal, or exceed. Let me put it in simple terms. You are it, you're similar to it, or you're worse than it. Just think of it that way. The meet, equal, or exceed, that's a hard way to think about it, but you are it, you're similar to it, or you're worse than it. Think of it like that. And it's a big list, listing, disability, 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 disability. If you go down and do that, what you'll understand is that if you meet, equal, or exceed one of these, you'll be found disabled right then and there. However, most people don't. So they have to go through what's called this residual functional capacity analysis, which is step 3.5. Okay, so we're at element 3.5. Element 1 was SGA. Element 2, 12-month requirement. Element 3, meet, equal, or exceed a listing. Element 3.5, RFC, residual functional capacity. That's a really fancy way of just saying, they do an analysis as to what you can do physically and mentally. Okay? It's like putting you in a magical futuristic scanning machine and then knowing how much you can actually lift consistently over a 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, job sort of deal. So that's what it is. Think about a football player. They do an analysis as to how far that player can throw, how many touchdowns, all that junk. But it's for a disabled person's version of that. So walking, standing, pushing, pulling, crouching, whatever. Then after that, what you have is step 4, which is PRW, past relevant work. Past relevant work is the work that which you did within the past 15 years. So they look to see whether or not you can still do that work. If you can't do that work, you go to element 5, step 5, which is RTSW, relevant transferable skill work. Now, relevant transferable skill work means they're taking the skills from your past relevant work and seeing if they're transferable to other similar types of jobs that would utilize those skills. If you can't do PRW, past relevant work, step 4, and step 5, RTSW, then we do part 2 of step 5, which is, can you do unskilled work? If you cannot do unskilled work, this is like the most simple jobs in the national economy. If you cannot do that, then you will be found disabled, okay? All right, that is the definition of disability in the sense of an elemental structure of how it is applied in the courtroom, okay? More commonly known as the hearing room. However, the hearing room, you get a denial there, you go in front of the AAJs, in which you don't actually go in front of them. It's just, you know, paperwork, briefs back and forth. And if that doesn't work out, you go into the real courtrooms, which are at the appellate level, which are the district, followed by the circuit, followed by the Supreme. So you can have a great time. Anyways, that is Redbook question number 1 answered, which is, what is the definition of disability? All right, my name is Attorney Walter Rudolph Hnot III. I'm with Disability Resolution PA in Orlando, Orange County, Social Security Disability Law Firm. You have an absolutely wonderful day. I will catch you a little bit later. Remember, if you'd like a customized video about a particular topic you want, the most up-to-date information, or a free consultation, that's fine. Shoot me an email or give me a call, and we will go from there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.